So, hope everybody is doing good. And like I said, the title of today's video is called Muscle Growth Unlocking the Door. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because there's really three factors. I think people make it extremely complicated when it comes to building muscle, losing fat, changing the body, whatever it is that you're trying to do. People make it really, really complicated. And it seems like every month there's new data coming out and new this coming out and new studies and new products and new training and all this stuff. And the funny thing is, if you look back 20, 25, 30 years ago, and you look into the eras of the 70s and the 60s, and you look at the guys back then, they were still doing perfectly fine on steak and potatoes and milk and building muscle and just training hard. And I think we've just complicated the whole thing way beyond what needs to be done. And I just want to break it down and make it really simple for everybody out there. Give you, I should say, three things that you can use to help build yourself a program or design a protocol that will help you build lean muscle tissue, help you lose body fat and get in good shape. So let's break it down step by step and get started. So number one is food. It's as simple as that. I think food is probably the most underutilized tool in the arsenal of a person trying to build muscle and get big. Food is the most powerful drug that we have available to us. It will help you build muscle, it will help you recover, it's going to give you energy. People don't see food as significant as it is. Of course, the right foods. You're not going to do this on pizza and cookies. It's good food. And the way you kind of want to break that down is you want to look at your macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. And for those of you guys just getting started out there who maybe this is the first time that you're seeing something about building muscle and you're trying to start on a path that's going to help you change your body, the most important thing to look at is your protein intake. You need to be getting about 1 gram to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight daily. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be getting about 200 to 250 grams of protein a day. Now, you don't want to do that all in one sitting. Obviously, you want to break that up into small feedings throughout the day. I like to start at 7 a.m. and then do 7, 10, 1, 4, 7, 10 being the last one. Your body just assimilates food better that way. You tend to better assimilate small portions of food aside from big portions. And a good meal could be something like 8 ounces of chicken or 8 ounces of lean meat with your carbohydrate source, which is the next thing. Carbohydrates want to be you want your carbohydrates to be about 1 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight as well. And then you kind of want to play with them depending on what your body is doing. You got to look at, am I putting body fat on? Am I getting too lean? Am I not building muscle? All those things factor into the equation. But, proteins and carbs and then essential fats is the other key component to that. So that's really number one. It's structuring your food and your caloric intake and your macronutrient intake, making sure you're getting the right things daily, 5 to 6 times throughout the day, and you're constantly feeding your body the nutrients it needs to grow from the training that you're doing. So beyond everything else, aside from your training, your supplements, all that stuff, number one, food. And that's why we really harp on meal replacement powders, weight gain powders, stuff to help people get food in when they just don't have a chance to actually eat real quality food. You can simply do something like our W Factor Proplete, which is a meal replacement that is essentially food in just a powder form. You add water and you're set. So that's number one. Now, number two is going to be your training. Training is probably the secondary or the second most important thing in the muscle building equation. And again, this is something that has gotten very complicated over time. We see tons of different training protocols. We see tons of different types of exercises, tons of types of training. It's just, again, sometimes going back and doing the basic, simple things work best just because we know they work. We know that, overloading a muscle, giving it more weight than it needs to grow works very well. We know that continued resistance works very well. We know that time under tension works very well. So a lot of those things are just basic things that you can follow. If you go to our website, thepureline.com, we've got a book on there called the Morphing Program. I believe it's the Ultimate Morphing System. You can actually download that for free. Just go to the bottom there. I think it's called the Morphing System. That's got a great basic training program that incorporates basic movements, working each muscle group one time per week with heavy weights so that you can give your body what it needs. You can give your body the tension that it needs to grow. You can break down the muscle tissue and allow your food to work to help you grow from there. So check that out. It's called the morphing protocol, I believe. But essentially, just kind of take it 2 steps back, go back to simple compound movements, things that involve more than one muscle group. Don't worry about isolation. Don't worry about doing all kinds of jump presses and this and that and all the stuff you see people on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram doing. Go back to basic core movements. Try to get stronger in those movements. It's very simple, but again, we've complicated all this. Work out hard. Try to keep your workouts under 60 minutes, 55 to 60 minutes being kind of the magical number. After 60 minutes, your testosterone levels start to drop, so you don't see the kind of change in your body that you'd want to see. So 55 to 60 is the sweet spot. Make sure that each muscle is getting worked thoroughly and hard. Good rule of thumb, people ask, well, should I train each muscle once a week or twice a week? Or, I heard it, if you train chest every day, you're going to grow. Honestly, if you're working a muscle hard, let's say your chest, and you're doing it one time per week, that should be sufficient in one training cycle, meaning 1 week. If you're working it twice, then you probably didn't hit it with enough intensity the first time. So I kind of tend to believe 1 session per week per muscle group is all that's necessary to elicit a growth response. So keep that in mind. Now, what's the third component? The third component is where specialty supplements come in. This is what's going to help you. We talked a little bit yesterday about the edge, finding that edge that's going to help you lose weight. It's the same thing with building muscle. There are certain things that will give you an edge, that will help you build muscle quickly, that will help you recover faster from your workouts, that will help your body heal more rapidly so that you can grow, that will help your body assimilate more protein that you're eating to be utilized for muscle growth. And some of the core things that do that are products that help basically essentially synthesize protein. I brought 3 out today, and this is something I call our ultimate growth cocktail. And this actually is a combination of Primavar, which is actually our 5-A-hydroxylaxogenin product. Essentially, 5-A-hydroxylaxogenin is a plant saponin that helps you assimilate more protein, thereby getting more protein into the system and helping you recover faster from your workouts, hence build muscle, etc. The second one we brought in is EpiShred BDS. This is a 19-norandro product. Essentially what this product will do is it will increase levels of circulating testosterone in the body, and of course more testosterone equals more muscle growth. That works in combination with Testojet, which is also a 1-andro, 4-andro product to help increase natural testosterone in the body, help increase circulating testosterone. And I should say that both EpiShred and Testojet do actually convert to testosterone in the bloodstream. You will see added benefits in terms of strength, size, mass, density, all those things because of using these two as an edge. So something like that is what I would consider an edge. That's what I call the ultimate growth cocktail. And when you add that into the training and to the nutrition and to all the basic structure of your program, that's when you're going to start to see some really, really good results. Your body's going to start changing. You're going to look in the mirror and say, okay, you know what? Things are happening. I'm starting to see some results. Now, mind you, if one of those 3 things happen to be out of place, then you're going to notice that, hey, you know what? I'm not growing the way I should be. If your nutrition is out, but your training and your supplementation is in, it's not all working together. If your nutrition is in and your supplementation in, but you're not training, guess what? Same thing, you're not going to get the results. So there's got to be a synergy of those 3 things. You've got to have the pyramid. You've got to have training, nutrition, the edge supplementation, all that working together to help you build your body, change your body, lose body fat, and put on muscle. So think about those 3 things going forward. If you are trying to unlock the door to muscle growth, build more lean mass, burn more body fat, all those things, then the 3 things are necessary. Those are basic structures that will help you change your body. Now remember, if you have any questions, you can always go to our website, thepureline.com, or you can email us at info@thepureline.com. You can also call us at 1-800-632-1402. One of our representatives will be standing by. He can help you out building a nutrition program, a cycle, whatever it is that you want to do to change your body. And if you happen to live near a Pureline Nutrition store in Texas, remember, July 8th, we are starting our second 56-day challenge for people who want to lose body fat and get in shape. We go by percentage of weight loss, so it's very fair. And we're giving away over $2,500 in cash and prizes this time, so it should be really, really cool. Go check that out, and you can also check it out on our 56daychallenge.com website. Guys, I hope you got something out of this video today. If you can, please, if you're watching this on social media, share this with your friends. If you got something good out of it and you think they'll appreciate it, we'd appreciate that. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube later, make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We completely appreciate all you guys. Okay, keep working hard. We'll come at you probably in the next few days again with another video. And let us know what you're interested in. We'll make sure and put a video out for you. All right, guys, take care.